If you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button and hit the notification button. I shall always send you a notification each time I upload an educative video. Today I want to give you the scientific facts that you can use to measure yourself as a startup farmer, to know whether you are doing well in the business or there's a problem. You know, when the chicks are still young, you are not able to know whether you are doing well because they're not laying, or rather they have not hit the carcass level to check the carcass quality. Number one, mortality. This is the number of birds that die per period. When you buy any bird or when you buy any chicks, every breed has got its manual. Check on that manual, you'll be given a mortality rate, or rather a mortality percentage per certain period. Let me say week 1, this is the mortality, 0.5%. Ensure that your mortality is below the one that you're given in that manual. But when you see that your mortality is above it, try to investigate and see what is the reason. Remember, if you lose one chicken, you are losing 360 eggs, or rather you're losing the eggs that that bird would have laid. You bought it, you transported it to the farm, you've been feeding it, you're paying laborers for it. The birds will keep dying, but the costs of production such as salaries will never reduce. So you need to be very, very careful and give attention to mortality rates. Try to avoid mortality as much as you can. Number 2, weight. Always weigh the chicken every week. Do an average and get a weekly weight. When you get the weight of the birds, you go back to the manual that you have, or rather you refer to the universal manual for that breed and see what is the weight that you've been given according to the age that your chicken are in. When you see that the weight you've gotten is positive or negative 5 to the manual one, then know that you are doing the right thing. Let's say the manual is saying that week 18, the birds are supposed to be 1.4 kgs, and you weigh your birds, then you get that your birds are weighing 1.35 kgs. That means you are okay. When you get that your birds are weighing 1.45, then it means you are doing well. But when you find that the birds are weighing below the required weight, that means that there is a problem. You need to check either if the weight is less than the required weight on the manual. That means that either the feed you're giving them is not quality, or the water you're giving them is not quality. There is some source of stress along the line. But if you get that the weight is also over, then know that you are the one who is incurring a loss. You are overfeeding the birds, or you are using too much ingredients in the feed, which will come at a cost. You know, they are quite expensive. So try to make sure that you maintain the optimum given weight, either positive 5 or negative 5. Number 3, and very important, you need to check the body conformation. The birds need to have a normal conformation. They need to have a shiny skin, or rather, they need to have a shiny feathery coat. When you look at the comb, it should be bright and the water. These are some of the signs that will tell you that the birds are disease-free. They are active, you know. Finally, you need to check the productivity. Productivity in the sense that is the laying percentage, if it's layers. Like I mentioned before, I gave you the top 5 best laying breeds, and I've shared the link below in this video, which birds will give you the most eggs. But in the video, I went further and explained how many eggs a bird will lay in a certain period. So go back to that video and check the percentage expected per age of a bird. If, for example, I said in week 22, you expect around 88 to 90% laying. If the birds are laying 85%, that is okay. If the birds are laying, of course, scientifically, they can't lay above the required threshold, which is of 90, or okay? So they either lay between 85 to 90. You are doing well. But if the birds are not laying as per required, very important, brainstorm, check the feeds, check the source of stress, and check any other factor that could have caused that. If you are sure this is not a genetic problem, the same reflects the broilers. Now, I mentioned about using weight to check the progress, or rather the positive progress of the birds of the farm. So for broilers, you understand that you need to hit the required weight up to week 6, depending on your market. So if you hit a weight of if you hit a weight of 1.8, according to the breed as well, referring to the manual, then it means you are okay. Do not just bring up chicken in a very normal way. Remember, in this channel, we shall always focus on doing poultry as a business, not as a hobby. To sum up this lesson, or these tips, I've said, check the mortality at all ages, ensure that it is checked, it is according to the manual. 2, use the weight of the birds as a yardstick to guide you on every stage or every age until you get to final production. 3, body conformation speaks a lot. Birds with bright eyes, a bright erect comb, and a smooth feather line which is shiny will tell you that the birds are good in terms of health. And I've talked about production, in that the egg production should be as it is required on the manual, and the weight of the birds should be as it is required on the manual. I want you to understand that as a starter farmer, you need to understand that disease prevention is very important than treatment. That is the only way you can avoid mortality, and that is the only way you can maintain a healthy stock. Another tip, growth rate. Most of the times we look at growth rate as increase in weight or the same. But the best way to measure growth rate is the body tissue gain. The volume increment in a bird at a certain age compared to a certain age. Every bird has got a manual, and on the manual they will give you a picture of the bird in week 1, week 2, week 3, and like that. Or rather, they'll give you a picture of the bird in the chick stage, in the grower stage, in the pre-layer stage, and the layer stage. Just as a broiler, they will give you a detailed picture from week 1, week 2, up to week 6. So the body growth rate is very, very important. And you'll understand that most of these factors revolve around feed and diseases. Maintain the quality of feed and try to prevent the diseases. Do not target on treating the birds. When you treat a disease, automatically you incur some mortalities, or rather some casualties, before the stock gains back its normal phase, or rather its normal status. Try your best and vaccinate the birds on time with the correct vaccines. I've shared with you a link below on a video I did on the required vaccinations, or rather the vaccination programs. Watch the video, then understand which vaccine I'll give at which time and how, so that when you vaccinate the birds, you're preventing the diseases, you're preventing the mortalities, you're increasing the growth rate, you're increasing the weight gain, you're increasing the production, and you are avoiding a loss in the long run, whereby losing a bird is losing an egg. And I want you to work with that principle, that as you think of starting a farm, always think of losing a bird as losing an egg. Losing an egg is losing a shilling.